Hello and welcome to my second ever YouTube video. If for some reason this is the first video you're watching on my channel, I recommend you watch my first video, which is kind of just an intro of who I am and what the idea of this channel is. As you can tell, I'm still kind of new to this, and I have my problem with my webcam just going in and out of focus, so bear with me on that. I'm gonna try to figure it out as I go with this, but yeah, so today's video is mainly it's basically the very first step that I personally took into the self-improvement life, right? And I believe this is actually the very first step you must take in order to actually start living the life of self-improvement and aiming for better stuff. And that one thing is having full acceptance of yourself. And what I mean by full acceptance is basically you cannot lie about, if you really want to improve your life, you cannot lie about this shit. You cannot lie about who you are. For example, I remember when I was really bad, on smoking weed, I would almost I wouldn't call myself a pothead because I would just yeah, I smoke weed, but it's because I'm stressed at school. I would justify these bad things. I wouldn't really fully accept it. I wouldn't really fully accept myself, right? So that's what you have to do. You cannot lie. If you want to improve your life, you cannot lie to yourself about where you are right now. It is the most important thing. I promise you it is the most important thing. Now, I have a couple notes. If you see me looking down, it's because I jotted a couple notes to make sure I kind of have a substance to this video. So, why do I think this is important? Like I said, this is the very first step you must take to start growing. You cannot lie to yourself. If you start lying to yourself, first of all, you're a piece of shit, right? Let's just be honest. You're a piece of shit if you lie to yourself. If we're being completely honest, right? And after reading a book by Mel Robbins, it's called The High Five Habit. You start to realize, and she explains it pretty well with science backed up on it, that full acceptance of yourself is one of the best forms of self-love, right? When you accept yourself for who you are, your flaws and stuff like that, that is when you can truly love yourself and, like I said, truly accept yourself. And another big thing, actually, I just read this on Mark Manson's book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, or whatever it's called. And he says, if you don't accept yourself, right, you look at yourself like you are not in a good spot and you really want to improve your life, that in itself is a negative experience. Because you're telling yourself that you're not who you want to be, you're not where you want to be. That just starts getting negative thought loops in your head nonstop, right? So I'm gonna try to break down a couple steps to try to help you integrate this into your life. So number one thing I recommend, even if you're not even into self-improvement, is start journaling, dude. I know it's I remember when I first heard oh, you should start journaling, I was dude, that's fucking cringe, right? I was dude, come on, that shit is cringe as fuck. But when you actually start to do this, and you actually put your ego to the side, right? Put your ego to the fucking side, and just try it. Try journaling, and I'm telling you, it is one of the best ways to gather your thoughts and just still your mind. And that is when you can really dive down deep into who you really are. This is how you if you strip away your ego and strip away everything, all your lies and your bullshit, it's how you really start to see who you are, so you can actually start to accept yourself. Another thing you can do if you have family or friends you can trust and you don't really have a good idea of who you are, right? Especially if you're if you're one of those people that have been lying to yourselves your whole fucking life, you really don't really have any idea of who you are, right? So what I recommend is you can start asking friends, you can start asking family that you trust. Just start asking, hey, how do you view me? Be honest with me. You're not gonna hurt my feelings, right? Make that established. Hey, how do you view me? My flaws, my positives, everything. And number 3 is you have to be okay with it, right? Once you really realize who you are, you have to be okay with it. Because you have to keep in mind that's not where you're going to end up, right? You have to just be okay with it. Yeah, so my definition of acceptance is just, like I said, I keep repeating myself, sorry about that, but strip away everything, including your flaws. You have to just integrate that. Me, I'm a caffeine addict. I'll fucking say it. I've accepted that. And the only way I can kind of ease off the caffeine is if I fully accept that I'm addicted to caffeine, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna edit. If you hear me like weird pauses, I really don't know how to edit videos still. So, and I want this channel to be extremely raw and real. So if you just see me fucking being awkward and looking down and shit, that's why. But yeah, man. I mean, there's definitely thousands and thousands of videos, I'm assuming, about this type of concept. But I hope, from my point of view, you were able to learn something. And let me see if I missed anything from my notes. Oh, also, yeah. So Jordan Peterson, if you haven't read his books or watched his lectures, he's unreal. And he's really the one that really brought that awareness of acceptance, right? And so I guess I'll give you guys a couple of steps moving forward from that. But I'll dive, in another video, I'll dive deeper into that. But one of the main things Jordan Peterson says, this is after you fully accept yourself, is you aim at who you think you could be. It's one of his rules in his second book. It's not word for word. But aim at who you could be and single-handedly just focus on that thing. Try to replicate anything that person would do, your higher self that you envision in the future, right? And that's going to help you start along with the journey, as well as therapy. Therapy really helped me with this. And I was one of those people where it's like, yeah, fucking therapy, yeah, right. Like, I can help myself, right? Like, I don't need somebody else to come and hold my hand and try to help me. But let me tell you, therapy is one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. My therapist, Lisa, if you ever watch this video, what's up, Lisa? I love you. Just having someone else and just breaking down your life and like these flaws about yourself, it kind of gives you an idea about like the kind of patterns that you really can recognize. Like you're gonna, like, sometimes you are gonna lie to yourself, right? So having someone else be there, especially when you are just completely lying to yourself, it's gonna help you get that other viewpoint, that insight from someone else, and it helps you just connect the dots, right, to fully accept yourself. So yeah, I really hope you guys learned something from this, man. I hope you follow me on my journey of self-improvement. I've been on it for about 2 years, like I said before, and I don't plan on letting go, guys. So I appreciate anyone who's watching this all the way to here. I appreciate you so much. It would mean the world to me if you could drop a subscribe to the channel and comment below anything, honestly. I'll try to help you guys out. It is my goal to try to help people out. So just comment below anything and I'll try my best to respond, and thank you so much.